Let's go. Mm. Thanks, mate. हाँ हाँ लेने आ जा.
5 saves, and then OP, right? Like, when you pick that hero, like, it's a good middle hero, and he actually has a save rate, one of the few points in the bad.
कोई नहीं है भाई क्या कर
He probably just wants to take the fight the whole time you're banning on all the saves. Yeah, definitely. With Dr. Lisa, you might see it. I am a fan of this hero. Not the heal build, which we might see, but the Maldic getting buffed to very low cooldown down to 50 seconds to level 1 is definitely helped that hero.
If it is also, they might be assuming it could be a core MP because they see the Drow Ranger, which Dr. Rhythm can cast those traits early on. It can help you clear. It's not amazing, but it's something to do with it. Yeah. And you're a strong laner overall. Your base damage is really high.
Like, I mean, it's as you said, it's a good spirit vessel for Sir Tui, which we haven't really been seeing as much, right? Actually, in the last couple of games, like you saw some same teams get it when they go 4, but no one else gets it. You just throw Maldic and yeah, you never know.
You'll have
it. Yeah, Winlace, hopefully a stick, maybe both.
We've seen Drow Ranger being pretty dominant over the last couple of weeks. What do you do against her? Because she used to just be the Winlace. But I like, what do you do against Drow Ranger? You used to just need to put something around and that was the case more.
It's kind of the case of the problem is like the items, right? You always see like this triple green red. Yeah, and you just go to the turtle where you always need like Snake to get on top. Like who's gonna do the damage after? Oh, still right now, I mean like the Snake and Witch Doctor do it. Right?
Yeah,
that's not bad. I think you get on top and you need more.
I personally like having. I think just having heroes that can take these early towers so you can get into her jungle. I think it's important because if Drow can actually just get her ancients on and she doesn't get this like level 12 super early, she is kind of weak. She can just get run over. You can lose, but it's also extremely difficult to lose. And all your lanes are so strong from Drow. But they have the low for that.
अरे उसको ले आ
अच्छा
है उसके पास गाड़ी
So we saw the OD ban, the bench ban. This is the snowball team that you try to protect the Drow Ranger also works okay. Tag team.
Still a good lane. Like tag team did get nerfed pretty hard, but it is still very good. And I also look at Trilane. Right? We haven't seen any Trilane today, but that definitely opens it up.
Yeah, and there's like plus NP. This dual lane also. I mean, it's very strong. Yeah. Like you're gonna maybe have this light stone out on the NP if it's cross hitting people. It's
what build is it still 1-1-1 or are you a fan of like 1-2? You think you need to save? I assume it's like lane dependent.
Also 1-1-1. I think it's just like you have an mana. The shark, you need it for the kill. And because of the fast. Yeah, I do. I mean, now you can still fight. You still do 1-1-1. Yeah, it's like that.
The first weeks of the
usually DP picks it with like these MP, like and they do.
Yeah, it's very interesting too because it gives everyone attack speed. This egg.
yeah,
Can die. But if you need to get on top of the Drow and you cancel the horse, you cancel if you're on top, like right away.
Into the egg so they can't do anything. You can put like you can interrupt the attacks.
Yeah.
They have to cast.
Very true. I think we said they want to take the fight.
I mean, Rage looks great. Witch Doctor really doesn't like playing like blue.
Now I think he might want to pick.
क्या कर रहे यार क्या कर रहे
right? You match that up, you're never gonna have a good game.
Yeah.
Or maybe they both just forgot they had a gentleman's agreement. No Ranger. Here's the DC wants another farming floor. They're just gonna go all in on Lone Druid. That's like the only thought. You just get someone else who can farm, or you just actually go for this 25-minute game.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, do they want like some Ramses on some super, some Terrorblade, some superhero, like?
And they can. It's crazy when you're at a 5th pick and you can actually still go 2 different ways.
Yeah.
I think Ace is probably pretty much a guaranteed 5 unless there's some crazy 5-year-old. No. Liquid doesn't have a hero yet. You have this life stealer, you have this Drow, kind of like just doing their own thing. You need like a type of 4-man behind you.
Or Puck.
Or Puck.
They did this for
It's
the
team
third
fight.
time. They
Yeah.
played it
Like
twice there. It's good versus Phoenix. It's great versus Phoenix. Good versus good to backlines. It's your delivery system for your life stealer as well. You protect. This is like we can jump in the backlines with the Puck life stealer, and then Drow Ranger has a free time in the back, just wailing away.
And
Kind of,
it is your team. You needed something, right? You have Native Prophet Drow Tusk Life. You need someone to lock it down. Your life stealer is going to be pretty sad.
I don't know.
I feel like you have to pick something quicker. I don't think you can pick like that. Mega super carry. They only have 50%. It's all.
probably a lot less.
What other like fast are there? Oh,
Oh, that's more.
wow.
Hey, well, you can turn into a life stealer. That's a rage Morphling.
One of the best.
Yeah.
That's one of the best. Yeah.
I really like that more. I just think VP is like the overall better team. Like, can you bet against Draft? Well, I can. I will.
You will.
I like VP. I really like VP Draft. I
Yeah.
love those three middle heroes. Phoenix, Ancient, Witch Doctor. I think they're just going to dictate the pace of the game a lot more than far.
After everything you said about why Team Liquid lineup looks so well rounded,
I mean, it looks well rounded, but it's still like Life Stealer and Loader have very similar timing. And I think VP's supporting cast behind their guy is a lot better.
okay.
I'm gonna back Liquid this time. I think just they have the delivery system and the double silences coming out. They have Drow and Puck silences versus Morphling. I think we're not just get a little bit caught off guard. And I think Lone Druid and Life Stealer are actually my two favorite coming in. Give them that early, the video talks about it. So.
Fair enough. Okay, let's find out what's going to happen here in the first game of the series. We have a team with Virtus Pro. We've got your fantastic team in Capitalist and Blitz. And we've got ourselves a series that will decide which one of these two teams will be in the upper bracket of the
Give them that early.
Virtus Pro versus Team Liquid is a classic matchup that we have seen so many times over the last 2 years. But over the last year, we have not actually seen that many matchups between these two teams. The last time we saw was the best of one back at the previous MDL, and before that, supposedly, was 11 months ago at the Super Major where we had the best of 5. Dude, Liquid's been mocking out. They won all but one of the yeah. The last time Virtus Pro won was all the way back at the Bucharest lineup for a major. This is, in my opinion, my favorite. I know, right? Always. But I'll take it. That's why she was the best. Because she recognized greatness. You'll recognize it. And now, seriously, VP versus Liquid, let me just like, let me say okay. When it comes to like peak potential of Dota, I feel like it's classic. Maybe like 3. Yeah, you had OG with your tip performances, VP's been pretty good, and all that jazz. But like, for me, like the 3 consistent juggernauts have been Secret, Liquid, and VP. And for whatever reason, when these two teams match up, they're just fireworks. Yeah. The aggressive style that both like to utilize, the very team fight oriented, like we're eventually going to win the team fight against you. The whole miracle, can he get to a certain point? Can VP run you over in the laning phase? There's just so many stylistic components that make this such an exciting matchup for me, which is of course why it's going to be like stop. But I think personally, this is my favorite matchup. It always has been. It's like it feels like you're watching something special. Yeah, I think too many times Liquid especially play to the level of their opponent, which means that sometimes they're going to falter like when they lost like 2 best of 1. Yeah, but it also means that when they're gonna elevate their game. I think the same goes for Virtus Pro. Maybe not playing down to their opponent's level, but Virtus Pro is the kind of team who will just like drop a random series. Just, I don't know. Okay, that was just one of those weird VP. They just didn't seem to care that much about the series, didn't do their homework, whatever, and didn't really show up. But against Liquid, they always do. Right? This is one of those, you know, I think for that anyways, both these teams have won. Liquid has won everything. There's VP, everything short of TI. They're like the regular season team. You know, they're the team that just like dominates. Yeah, when it comes to everything else like TI. And it feels like they play when they play against each other. There's like another year that's gonna pick up like let's prove to each other who really is the best team. I'm very excited for it. I mean, both teams got pushed to 3 games, which is a little bit surprising. I think for a lot of people. Liquid not so much because Team is a very good team. They deserve their respect. East Coast, I mean, as Kyle pointed out a few weeks ago, you know, they had a roster change right before this event. TMT was very good though. Yeah, all things considered. But I want to struggle against East Coast. We've also learned, I would say, drafting strategies. They're both really great to their opponents. Virtus Pro was stubborn with it and did manage to beat it in the third game against me. And here, they go ahead and draft and they lost to in the team game. They draft the Canadian. And pose the question to Virtus Pro. They say, we couldn't beat it. Let's see what you guys think. Yeah, that's really good. I think you love the. Let me give you. Athletes do it, and I know fans of them are really frustrated. Why do you give them 3 times in a row? You know, and like they're broken all caps and stuff like that. But like, you gotta do it. You're gonna win tournaments, and that's really what you're doing. It's like the same thing with PPU. Oftentimes PPU go to like, but if you add that to like what our idea is, right? So throw, like we said at the beginning of the day, if it's going to be a really popular hero and you can get rid of it and you can deal with it, something you feel like you get rid of the series, and the fact that they lost to the Globe didn't show that they could beat it, and you didn't have to from beat. At least it's fine. Yeah, and Liquid, you know, cool. I mean, it's kind of a win-win scenario, right? If we win, all right. If you lose to Virtus Pro, then you learn something about what you failed. That's why the meta between the two teams is so cool. Guys just appreciate it. It's the old iron sharpens iron. Right? Yeah. Every single time these two teams match up against each other, it seems like we bring out the best in each other. As Paco's laid out the notes, my favorite comp of all time. Is your favorite comp of all time? Yeah. The other one is just annoying. The Omni one bothers me so much. If you're an Omni player, you do that in my game. Anyone that has like music and the egg one is so harmless. I mean, plus it's got to be a little psychological. He is really using his thoughts. That's just that. So, mid late. Yeah. I mean, you're like someone that had a very good team. The Vikings put that over to you. And he had a really good one for that team. And here they have a matched up as a light sealer against the Lone Druid. We were talking about the draft. It's like so far, not just the Phoenix, but also the fact that it's against Lone Druid and Witch Doctor. It's one of the you don't really and want to enable one of your but at the same time, I'm not really good or not. I'm getting dangerously low here.
really have a way out of this one, except for Juki being pleased, but I don't think he will be found Liquid. He doubled back into the first blood. And that will be a first blood. You know, it's really good when no stun lineups get kills. Yeah. Like, he got chased down by level 1 crosshair. Right to the top. The lane is the fucking plus. That is becoming pressure the work. This will be some real low. Yeah, we're taking so much damage from the tag team, and they're blocked in by Solo. He's wanting to go up, and Solo said, no, turn around. I think it was like that anyway. Yeah, but just so far, I mean, one team is going up right now. It's Liquid. They have a really rough game one, but game number 1 against the Healy. I still can't believe no stuns. The Frostarrows tag team. No one. He's definitely in trouble here. He's going to be blocked in by the ice shards as well. Now, Matumba's taking a nice roar shots, and it was a really good roar. He waited that one out to the bitter end, and Matumba maybe the one to die here as the Bears trying to reach him. He just needs one. Gets him. No one doesn't even die to GH here. They're going to bring the Fury on in. Maybe Kuro was needed a little bit sooner. Another round of tag team. A couple of shots will slow down enough for GH to get that kill. But it was not the fight that Liquid had in mind. So he actually was completely right. He was so patient about it, and ends up getting a kill with the turnaround. Kuro does come in, but not a bad move for him. No one is a bad debate. The really key bait in leading situations. That's often how he feels. I believe that was going to be one of like the really trademark things that were really good in there. In mid versus mid situation, killing some people that there's some sort of outplay where you put them in thinking that exactly that. Fire's coming out. That's level 3-2. That's going to be a lot of damage. Miracle trying to juke and drive his way through, but it's going to be knocked out. Monster with a Burrow strike, and Pasha nailed it again to ensure the kill. I don't think he really knew what he was going to do. I don't think he expected to be so busy messing with Roger, who had a nice little stack up there, and now Kuro's going to be caught as well. Kuro, yeah, very different. Pasha, the off-lane Phoenix, that's a double kill. Great start. Now they start to turn things around. They're going to make their way on the Pasha for a bit, but they're going to have to dive here in a second, and good recovery from BP. I will say, I like this idea a lot from Virtus Pro. When I initially saw the Phoenix, I was like, okay, this is kind of questionable because especially against a throw ranger, not just the attack speed, but the silence as well. Oh, really big problem. It's the kill on a Pasha. That's a very big kill. Liquid, even better if they can kill Ramses here. He does not have a waveform out. The snowball's going to be able to catch up to Ramses a little bit farther. The sun goes out on the GH, but mind control is still laying some damage down. Of course, it's 5 minutes in, so shine available. Liquid not to push that high ground further. Who's waiting in the side here? 5-position captain of Team Liquid, Kuro, is waiting to gank no one here. He's already made the call to his fellow support in GH, but they're leaving that. Now they have to go back up to the top lane where Miracle is being dove so heavily, and this core Phoenix is doing wonders to be able to pressure this Zero Ranger. Now Kuro's going to be taking so much damage because they already have an Earn up nice and early that he will die as well. Another double kill for Pasha. They're trying to dive no one here, but it looks like this is going to be another failure to gank no one in an adequate manner. They got the bear. They got the last one bear. So that, I mean, that's a hero. Yeah, that's appropriate. Versus hero. So they do get the kill on the bear, and no one have quite the 30 seconds. But this top lane, what started so well, first one on the sand cave. Miracle has to be careful there because he knows that his neighbor's pocket is on the way to gank up into that top. Into the go for him again, Roger. Doesn't even bother with Burrow striking right away. He close distance first, trying to maximize snowball. The snowball save is going to save from a lot of this damage over time, and the Fire Spirits actually miss it. Now Miracle can turn around and lay some damage into Roger, except that they don't have the vision. He managed to kill the sentry in time. Pasha stuck inside the trees, will be found by Miracle eventually here. Quick play from Roger, though, killing the opposing sentry in time. Otherwise, that could have been a double kill. Like,
Very well done by GH. It always feels like he's there for Miracle. You know, they have like this relationship.
yeah,
Like whenever he's mid, he would go around and save you. Barely manages to dodge out all of the damage on the turn, takes out the entirety of the Fire Spirits, saves his teammate, kind of corrects the lane a little bit, but I don't think they really want to play up here. They're going to go again on a Miracle to stay. You might just pay for it. He's put down snowball Roger. They should be the kill here at least.
be able to block in Pasha. Tag team does a little extra damage. Pasha does not get blocked in by the treants here, but there is going to be the TP, and they do manage to cancel the earn. Pasha has to juke this one out. They spot him for a moment, get the Shroud on him, and he is now dead. Double kill for Kuro. So Liquid are like kind of bringing this lane to a stable situation, but Miracle's game is so far gone that he's given up on laning him in that situation anymore. He said, I'm going to get his level 6 out of the neutrals rather than getting it out of lane.
This is so well done from BP. Just the raw aggression that they have on the Miracle. Who, way earlier than he wants to, is going to go to the jungle. He's about to get level 6, but it's actually so slow for her to farm low. Normally, is they're going to go for Snowball. Ramsey's out of mana. Doesn't have the waveform up, and Ramsey's getting real low here. The Bear's going to come in, though. Stop all of this aggression.
Oh, and a two-man Burrow strike. That's going to be a beautiful setup. Now the flyby from Pasha manages to get one. Matamba Man hit by another round of Fire Spirits. He did get an ensnare here in these 1 or 2 hits. Matamba Man is definitely dead, but fortunately he outruns the bear. Mind control with a beautiful coil, yes, but it's stunned up already. It's in there. There it is. They're going to be able to. They couldn't get Matamba Man, but they'll get mind control instead. I'm sure BP is plenty happy with that, considering the free game that mind control was getting.
What we pointed out last game is when Liquid wins games, it's off the back of taking the tier 1 tower first in mid lane.
Yeah.
And this time around, it's BP that's going to use that aggression against them, bring heroes, kind of pressure with the bear.
Oh, this vision down from the Radiant side. VIRTUS throw. I mean, that's the thing about picking up a Drill Ranger. It's a formula.
Yeah.
You know where she's going.
Dire side jungle, you know where she's going to be. That's why you need pressure in one of the 2 side lanes. Look towards bottom cap. Nobody there.
Yeah.
At mid, they're not getting aggressive. They're just holding pace to try to save Matu. They're not trying to make any sort of moves. Nobody's top lane. That's a really easy move for them to make that costs them nothing. I'd imagine that he TP's back. No, he in fact goes to the other side of the jungle, but he just doesn't want to be in the lane anymore until he's got items. Only level 6. Per Drove that has the ability to change this phase. Not that great. They come in.
16 kills already in this 10-minute game. We're seeing top lane here. That is 3 out of 4.
Nice.
For VIRTUS, bro. They need that right now because Liquid does hold the advantage, especially if they win this fight with the coil out. First damage is there, finishing off the Witch Doctor. But now the Phoenix comes in to save the day. Kuro, he's going to burn out almost assuredly as he is nowhere to really run to. Mind control will be out just fine, but that was a kill streak. Pasha.
Uh-oh.
A great time as this 4 offlane Phoenix has an earn, is building into a van. He gets a streak goal. This is really just going to start snowballing. Phoenix has a headline. This becomes a real threat.
And I love that BP immediately come back quickly. Watch is going to sit there. Do not lose his power. Not against me. I think they have so much experience against Liquid. They understand like they want to.
Catapult just falls, but with the creep skip by Pasha, and he's going to farm up the neutrals. This should be an easy tower for them. TP is coming in from a Man. He's going to get this by himself.
Okay. These 2 teams going tit for tat now. No one is going to be caught by the rotation here. Mind control coils him up. They stick inside the Sprout with him. And not only do they deny him that bounty of the tier 1 tower, but bring him down as well. I am struggling to see who's really winning this game right now. It's a 2,000 net worth lead for Team Liquid, yes, but it doesn't really feel like the game is anything but dead even.
Tower is under attack.
Smoked up on the side of VP. They're trying to make aggressive plays right now towards this mid lane. I do like this a lot. Just continue to pressure Miracle, make his life hard, but I think they need potentially one more hero here. They don't have Sand King ulti, and there's no easy way for them, so they're going to walk around completely.
Oh, but Miracle spots it. He knows.
Knows.
Better than that.
Now the TP in from the Tusk. GH here for his bro. And he's going to get the roll in. Doesn't catch solo, but now he does.
Oh, that Walrus Punch doing so much damage. He is going to be finished off by the Wrath of Nature, the paralyzing cast bouncing around, making sure they can't pursue any further. The silence, the pushback there. Miracle's going to be chased out by Pasha, who comes in, hits another round of Fire Spirits, pops that Supernova. Now Liquid's going to try and get the kill here. They're going to try to hit the egg. No! No! He actually goes for the Snowball save instead, so they don't get stunned up, but they also don't kill the Phoenix. And now he's a fresh round of Fire Spirits, except he's silenced up by Mind Control, so he doesn't get anything off whatsoever. Ramsey's in no one. Turning and fighting against Matumba Man. Ramsey's going to turn it into a Lifestealer himself and go for Mind Control, decides better of it. He just wants to be able to make his way out of here. Now, eventually, he's going to be forced to turn back into it, but look at that, he's silenced as he turned back into the Morphling. Unfortunately, they didn't have the burst damage, so Ramses will eventually morph in his strength, and these two cores battle it out, but neither one will fall.
Just such a scrappy back and forth affair is, and this is the kind of game that we are both looking for. 14 to 13, 13 minutes in. They trade tower denies, 1K gold, 2K gold lead for Liquid. This is the sort of game that we wanted to see. It's the one that we got, as they are just trading back and forth.
It's a little low. Matumba Man, you got to be careful there.
He's got armlet and 10 stick charges.
That's true, that's true.
He's okay.
And there is not a whole lot of burst damage. Like the Sand King can Burrow Strike, but there's no other surprise damage after that. The Burrow Strike to be able to dodge the Snowball, and a good Fire Spirit's in, but there is still that Rage available for Matumba Man. And oh! That Walrus Punch just does so much damage. I'm surprised by it every single time. The tag team Walrus Punch combination.
He's got phase boots and a Blightstone too.
Yeah.
That really helps things.
This is why you want that Tusk as a nice 4 position, because he does scale much better than he used to.
They did such a good job of slowing down No One's farm, by the way.
Yeah.
No Midas on him or anything like that. They've killed him twice. They haven't really given him the most he has to work with. He feels like he has to move around quite a bit. He's trying to make like the plays that Matumba Man did when he went towards that top lane, but they actually punished him for it. Bounty Rune's about to spawn. Matumba Man going towards the bottom one. I hate that the bear can pick it up, by the way.
Oh, God. Tell me about it.
Tower is under attack.
They're actually gonna coil it up.
They're all about it. Let's go.
300 gold, man.
Yeah. And with the tag team and that minus armor, it really does make short work of the lone Druid Bear.
That's almost his Blink Dagger because of that. Can't hate on that move whatsoever.
No. Do you, I mean, he can't really do anything. He can't build some sort of ranged Druid.
I feel like
With a Morphling on your team, it seems kind of like a Sniper Druid.
what's problematic is that you want the Radiance against the Drow, but it doesn't do anything against the Lifestealer.
Yeah.
So it's not the next item timing that's going to be useful against the Lifestealer. It's the one after that. Like once you get something like an AC. But before that, it's kind of annoying to play against.
Roger was so close to his Blink Dagger, but he'd been trying to farm up that mid lane. Liquid, again, identifying a very key timing that they do shut down. And Virtus Pro, while they were doing it in the laning phase, they can't really as easily just go and disrupt Miracle's farm, because he's just playing deep in his own jungle at all times, farming off of neutrals. That is a luxury that these Virtus Pro heroes do not have.
Yeah, and I love the look that Liquid is giving them. They're like, well, Miracle doesn't necessarily have to beat you. Like, our other players can do it too. Like,
Yeah.
we have good heroes that can make good rotations, as at bottom, Ramses. I mean, Pasha's kind of setting up for this, as Orb's going to fly out. Pasha does want to try to set up for this, and he's going to commit the dive and go in, but he actually doesn't get the damage off in time and finishes it off, unable to really push forward. Is going to get earned up by his friend. Roger just about has his own Blink Dagger, and they really need that. They need better ways to initiate right now than Phoenix Dive. Mid lane solo, you are 100% dead.
He throws out the paralyzing cast, but it doesn't stick around long enough. He was trying to get the timing right where it would hit Matumba Man as the snowball broke from GH, and maybe he could get some chain stunning. Sadly, that timing is going to be pretty tough for him to hit, so he just gets dove, dies, and nothing else of consequence happens. But as you said, the Blink Dagger all important here, and Roger may show it here as the epicenter into Burrow Strike. The setup, they just need to be able to burst down this Lifestealer, and they do so easily.
And they might even take their own mid tower for that as Liquid. You see the prioritization, they're going to TP and Mind Control. You need more heroes than this, and I don't think trading top for mid is necessarily the best play, and that's why VP looked completely comfortable making it.
At the same time, how comfortable do you feel like Team Liquid taking a 4 versus 5 with Supernova?
Yeah, and they might even lose more heroes.
GH does manage to get the snowball off, trying to run away. Good Ice Shards push, but the bear,
Even the root.
even the root is there.
Mind Control. He's in the area. He's got coil up. Looks like he
He's
wants to
gonna
make the
stop
go.
him. Grabs 2, grabs the bear too. The bear's gonna die. That's gonna make no one lose a decent amount of HP, but first they're gonna focus on the Sand King. Make sure that he gets out. Now they just need to be able to slow down no one. He's already used the roar. The dive in from Pasha is gonna be able to slow down a lot of the distance. Ramsey's actually, with a good amount of burst damage on Mind Control, almost kills him, but unfortunately, Mind Control has had a good enough game, had got enough in the laning phase that he is statted up a decent amount.
16 to 17 at 18 minutes. Both teams just averaging a blistering pace right now, and Miracle pressuring into this mid-tier 1 tower. Does not want to get the denied if possible, and that's why Liquid going to be smoked up behind him. They want to protect this, as Phoenix unable to get the deny off Liquid. Dyer's in fact going to take that end. Looks like they want to even go into Roshan Pit right now. With the tag team and the medallion, this could be pretty quick. Miracle having space. This is one of the best parts.
Virtus Pro has already scanned it, and they are on their way. The Fire Spirits are going to come in. The Phoenix sees the opportunity. Liquid are going to retreat outside of the pit, but the Phoenix did not have any disables there to be able to commit the Supernova.
You don't want to fight Phoenix around Roshan Pit.
No.
Let me say, every team has learned that lesson against, remember when OG was doing Phoenix Void every game?
Yep.
Do not fight just straight up, head up.
We've got a nice little Infest Bomb ready to go here. They're going to run into Ramses. Don't commit for the kill.
That's not necessarily a target you want to go on.
Jump in, nice 3-man coil with a Infest pop out. That's going to be solo dead almost immediately. No one's going to die. Here's the roar. It's not going to be enough to save him. Ramsey's going to battle it out here as he's
the silence by Miracle.
But that silence from Miracle, now it's onto the Morph as well, and now they're just going to burst it down. A triple kill from Mind Control, who found the opening to be able to crack this Roshan Pit wide open for Liquid. What a hit, but Roger at the center, not up, but he can blink into the Roshan Pit. And he's going to try for it. Hits 2, but the Roshan is far too healthy. There is no Aegis to steal here, my friend. That is 5 dead from Virtus Pro. Liquid take the Aegis.
Miracle's positioning in that fight was beautiful. He read the situation perfectly. The epicenter came in at him. He hits the silence onto the Sand King, so he can't stop him from killing the egg during that entire time. Then he finishes off the egg because his entire team was about to get caught by it. And I think that's what the Morphling was anticipating. Ramsey's just like, oh, the egg will pop. I'll win this fight for us, no problem. He manages to kill the egg, silence the Sand King so he can't get close with the Burrow Strike, with his epicenter channeling. He deals with 2 heroes by himself on the south side of the fight. The rest of his team mops up as a result. I mean, it looked like it was going to be such a good egg. If they just get the stun off onto the Juro Ranger, they probably win that fight. I'm pretty sure they do.
I think it's really cool that these two teams are both so good that such a beautiful initiation like that by Mind Control doesn't 100% secure the fight. You know, like Miracle still has to play really well and follow up that initiation to ensure that Virtus Pro couldn't counterplay it.
Oh, for sure. That was well done.
And now Mind Control Oh, this would be a big kill on Ramses. They already hit him with the Wrath of Nature, but he got the heads up and did manage to get off the Strength Morph. Turns into a Life Stealer with
Curl's
Rage
dead.
now, tries to go for Curl. Curl's gonna get Burrow Strike. That's a 3-man Burrow Strike from Roger. The snowball goes up, but Matumba Man's too far away. He does have the Aegis, but now you've got our Tusk pretty much in no man's land, has fully committed to the left-hand side. Matumba Man has no rage immediately, so he's gonna take a lot of damage from that epicenter. Mind Control forces back Pasha, but Pasha still has the Fire Spirits, still has a dive, is gonna nail Matumba Man and get on top of him with the Sunray as well. The Burrow Strike follow-up, boom. Now we've got a Life Stealer dead. Yule Scepter goes off. Does the orb still up? It's not up, and now he's gonna be feared as well. Mind Control. He's
got
gonna have
blink.
to try and blink his way out of here. Virtus Pro, spread out as much as possible. Looking to be able to chase Mind Control no matter where he goes, but none of them around to the south side. And that is where Mind Control blinks to. Orbs as well, trying to make blind dives just to find Mind Control. But he plays it very, very safe. Hides
fight.
himself deep in the trees before he TPs out.
Really well done by VP. They immediately catch the counter. This time, like when you get the egg to go off, it's so hard for Liquid to fight. And if they don't get the immediate burst, I really didn't like their decision to all in on that Morphling right there.
Yeah.
Like Ramses with the Manta style isn't going to die easily. The only reason he died in the previous fight was because he thought, egg's going to pop, my team's behind me, we're going to win this fight. When he's able to just pop his Manta, be calm, strength morph, it's very unlikely that you get that kill. And once you've committed your burst, and that's most of Liquid's damage, is that initial burst when you go in with the puck. If you don't get the kill from there, you have to just retreat. They're going to do it again with Mind Control. This time they're going to go for a much easier target in Pasha. Should have a higher success rate as they use the coil for this too. Pasha should be going down easily.
No dive, so no hope for Pasha.
Yeah, these are the targets that you want to go for. Consistently going on Morphling, you have a bunch of silences against Morph. He's got Manta.
And that's something we should bring up, right? It's a big problem for Liquid in that they don't have a easy direct stun like this Burrow Strike is, right? They've got, maybe later on to the game they'll have Blink Walrus Punch. Right now, all they've got is coil into something, but that is not enough to stop the Morph from being able to Strength Morph every single time.
They have a ton of silences against a hero with Manta.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel too good. They've got the Orchid.
And that. The Morphling may have some answers to these silences, but Roger Sankey does not.
Ramses,
Maybe they don't know.
They know.
They know. They've got the coil over him. Ramses has a waveform up in 2 seconds time. He actually turns into a toss, snowballs forward. Manta's off the silence. He's going to be good. And now it's Liquid who are in a little bit of trouble. They're going to beat back that bear, though, and pick it apart. Trying to get that 300 gold. They'll get it.
Oh,
So they saved the Morphling, yes, but it cost them 300 gold bounty.
they lost that bear for Ramses' folly. Just the shortest waveform I'd see. Just barely doesn't get over that cliff. The good news is he doesn't die. Obviously, you're going to trade, but it doesn't feel too good.
Yeah.
They are going to smoke up, though, VP.
You know, if you have these AoE silences, why is... Oh, sorry, I was looking at... So our Life Stealer is going to be building Lincolns. I thought Sanking. I thought I saw Roger building Lincolns.
That point stun, plus being able to block Ramses when he tries to steal, when he tries to morph him, I think is actually quite big.
Roger. So quick with the fingers.
I love this matchup. Between both teams, we've seen such a back and forth game. 20 to 24, 25 minutes. Liquid does have an 8K lead though as a result of all the towers they've taken, the Roshan, the sheer amount of farm that Miracle's just, I mean, he's just been hitting Ancients this entire time. We haven't seen him participate in a fight in quite some time. His team is just kind of making rotations with Life Stealer bombs.
Yeah, you could see from the heat map, he has pretty much been top for the laning phase, and then mostly Dire Jungle, working a little bit into the Radiant Jungle when the chance does present itself, but he has been kind of on the same farming patterns for a while. They do have the extra initiation, though, for Liquid, so maybe this will change things. They've got the BKB for the Drow Ranger, but they also now have the Blink Tusk. And now they do have a Blink Disable, a Blink Hard Stun that they can use on this Morphling and have a better chance of successfully blowing him up when he's full agi.
Yeah. As Ramses, I think VP still have very easy ways to win this game.
Yeah.
Like, their team fight is still great. And we talked about how Liquid, the one the one glaring issue with their lineup is that they don't really have the best control outside of that coil. So if they don't get that burst off, and once you start to pick up BKBs on the side of VP, it becomes harder to take fights. But, I mean, Liquid do have a 7k gold lead, so maybe just by like being able to bludgeon through items, is they're going to go on to Ramses again?
He already managed to get off the strength morph.
He's never the target you want to go on.
Liquid will immediately back out.
This is a lot of damage from the Phoenix, by the way.
Yeah.
He has the 40 Fire Spirit DPS with the Veil.
I love the Lotus Orb choice. I think I would love to see it on the Sand King as well for this game. Instead, Roger doesn't actually have the gold to go for that, so he'll go for the cheaper item in the Ghost Scepter.
Yeah, but Liquid, you have to understand, every single time you go on the Morphling, the fight's going to feel awkward.
Yeah.
Ramses has to mess up disastrously for him to die. I'd like to see Kuro, instead of going for this Mjolnir build, even go for the Nullifier, just be like a mini Doom. As OD Pixel calls it, the Son of Doom build.
Yeah.
You spend like 8,000 gold just to get a Doom. But why not? You're pretty rich.
How long is Nullifier? Like 3 seconds?
Yeah, you nullify
3
plus...
second Doom.
Oh!
Burrow Strike, Epicenter, so much damage.
Snowball
What a
save.
save from GH, the Blinking Snowball. Now Matama Man, he has a chance to be able to actually fight this a little bit. He immediately retreats though. Miracle with his VKB commits to be able to killing the egg. That's 2 for 2.
They can jump back
but
in.
VKB has already been used. Mind Control sees the opportunity to be able to jump in with the Infest, but the Ghost Scepter immediately going off from this lone Druid. He'll protect himself now with
goes
no
Ted.
escape. No one being able to block in this Throw Ranger, but no one is going to die for that. They may have killed Miracle, but Matama Man has at least killed somebody. The Witch Charge is going to die in the back line. Now Mind Control has to battle it out with this very tanky Morphling, who immediately turns into a Tusk and can snowball onto Kuro. Kuro not going to be able to teleport away in time. Goes for the silence under the Morphling. Sprouts as well to be able to get some distance, and maybe he's getting so low. It gets him! No way! Kuro and Mind Control, the 3 and the 5 position, bring down Ramses Morphling.
That would have been so huge if Ramses was able to bring both of them down.
What a sick combination of plays there from both teams as they just traded out kill for kill, play for play in that team fight.
And I thought that Kuro's buyback was all going to be for naught, but it does somehow manage to swing things in their favor. Fight's still pretty even with that buyback, but well worth it. And now Roshan, that's going to be the next big objective. It will respawn in 2 minutes. As both teams just continue to trade out.
Now, Blitz, a 7,000 net worth lead for Liquid, yes, but Dro lineups still have a drop-off, right?
I don't know about this Dro lineup.
Is it different?
I think that Dro nowadays, you don't feel like that discernible, oh no, the Dro's complete garbage now.
I've heard that from a lot of people. It's like the difference in...
Oh,
well,
goes
there
solo.
goes the Witch Doctor.
Solo don't care.
I mean, just being able to ignore armor is such a powerful late game threat.
Also, the fact that they have this
Strike. Mind Control going to be roared up, but he will retreat. They did not get the bounty runes for that. Well, Liquid got 3 of them still. They were aiming for 4, but Roger denied that.
They need to be able to scale, though. Oh, look, by the way, Kuro, he switched. I'm so glad.
Over?
Yeah, I'm so glad. He's, well, now he's getting it. Okay, never mind. He had it queued up because I think he had the exact same idea.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, that's probably the play. And instead, as top lane, this should be a kill. Yep. Oh. Just get exploded on, but...
oh my goodness. I did not realize Mind Control had a monster kill streak.
Oh, he just lost 800 gold.
Yeah, that was 800 gold to a Morphling.
It didn't even really dent the net worth lead, though, because Liquid is all farming during that time when they went for that kill. And unfortunately for VP, Roshan is not up yet. They wanted to try to take advantage of this time. And they're, in fact, just going to wait inside it. And they'll be rewarded if they wait 8, 7. Roger, don't leave. Roger, don't leave.
Don't do it, Roger.
3, 2,
Rod,
1.
you've already committed
He's got
this
it.
much
He's got
time.
it. He's got it.
He's
He's got
gonna
it.
see
He's
it.
got it. He's got it.
Now the question is, are Virtus Pro gonna all-in commit for it? And
got
how
Phoenix
will
then.
Liquid respond? Because they do have a buyback.
Roger needs to get out of this pit, I think, and commit to saving the egg with his Burrow Strike.
Yeah.
That's what this fight needs to look like.
They're going to try and get some vision inside the pit. They have the ice shards as well as the treant to give them some ideas. GH is immediately going to jump in onto Solo, try and blow him up. They do so with the Infest Bomb. Now, they're
all in for the egg. No!
BKB is going to be activated by Miracle. Ramses is going to try and kill Miracle as best he can with a jump in for the epicenter of Roger. He helps get some damage out. They do manage to bring down the Tusk, immediately buys back, but Tumban is also going to fall. He does not have the buyback. So Virtus Pro, with mass buybacks of their own, will
Miracle's actually
control the
stuck.
Roshan pit.
Miracle was stuck off the Force Staff.
Really?
Yeah, and he had a TP out to the other side of the map. Probably doesn't make a difference, but still, they took that fight without the puck, and all of a sudden that 9K gold lead, it cuts down to 5. You're going to lose a tower. That'll cut it down another K. You've got an Aegis and a Cheese.
Dire's middle tower.
Everything looking VP so far, despite the gold lead that they have.
Oh, almost got him. GH.
He's just going to die for it now.
Now he's going to die. He was so close to killing him. That silence on Apasha. The Lotus Orb is not going to be enough to save him. That coil was so beautiful for mind control. And he actually snapped it. Oh, he snapped the coil, and that means that is going to be a lost Aegis. Immediately silent.
He doesn't have Manta.
He doesn't have the Manta. Kuro
Gotta be
knows it
careful.
too, but he is already so tanky. That is the thing, is that I guess when you're a Morphling and you morph strength, you lose your armor, but Drow Ranger and her whole I ignore armor thing.
I just 4-shot you anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so both teams, they are absolutely bringing out the best in each other. They are just fighting. I love it. It's hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
Feels like neither team really getting a break.
Oh,
As
look at this, Curl.
this is brilliant.
An easy and best bomb, but can they get out?
There's the Rage. Here's the TP. Kuro might actually
You
die.
killed my captain, but Kuro may not be able to make it out alive here as Roger's just kind of pursuing, but look at the setup. The Lone Druid TP's in onto an active shrine. They're going to try and kill the bear. And actually gets killed by the Wrath of Nature. That's big. And Kuro dances his way out of there. He managed to TP back to the fountain.
That was the buyback. They killed the bear.
Middle tower.
Ooh, Kuro gets out, and they got the kill on the Witch Doctor earlier.
I love how they set it up that it wasn't just the pickoff. Everyone from Liquid rotates in.
Yeah, you know damn well that Kuro was like, guys, you're not ditching me here. Everybody come.
Yeah.
Kuro is a selfish player. He's telling everybody, there's no way you're ditching me.
Miracle, you're kicked if you hit one more neutral, I swear.
Dude, that guy ditched him mid-camp just to come over to save his captain. This is a big make or break moment.
And we talked about the fact that like Liquid lacking some disables. Now we get into later game where we're gonna have these Blink Walrus punches. We're gonna have these Blink Scythe of Vice now for mind control. These Infest bombs are incredibly scary.
And that's why you saw Ramses, like he's really worried at this point. He should know about the existence of Hex. There are easier ways to kill him now. At some point, you're gonna get another DPS item onto the Lifestealer. Miracle hanging around that bottom area, mind control. They know that this is the last bear for some time. That's why no one is being very cautious. As Kuroki's going to TP in.
They have so much map control that they are getting free bounty runes every single time.
Yeah.
I would love it if JJ brought up the difference in bounty rune gold, because it feels like Liquid, it's a part of a big reason
That
why
is-
they have a 6,000 net worth
That's like
lead
half
right
their
now.
lead
Yeah.
in just bounty runes. That's massive.
Mind control with the Infest Bomb still is looking. Finds
the heck.
Phoenix. Immediately Scythe the Vice up. They're going to try and burst him down as quick as possible. The Snowball.
Counter
Oh,
snowball.
they Lotus Orbed. So now he's going to turn to a Snowball himself. Gets off a couple of shots there, but doesn't go for the dive or the egg. Maybe
Dive got
like,
canceled?
I mean, he had nobody behind him, so I don't blame him for not going for the Supernova. And yeah, it looks like the Icarus dive was canceled by something.
Miracle about to hit his level 25, which is so crucial to this game. Gonna get an E-Blade himself. He is just pumping out Agi. This is actually gonna make Kuro deal quite a bit of damage. Like, you see the attack speed on the Nature's Prophet. He even has the talent himself. So they're gonna grab the tier 2 tower up at top. They're gonna extend their lead slightly by 7k. Kuroki is gonna finish a BKB himself. Would really still like to see the Nullifier. I think it's just great against the Lone Druid too, who's got the Ghost Scepter.
Yeah.
And I think Sand King, if I recall, has one. Yep. They have a lot of escape abilities,
He does indeed.
but it doesn't even feel like they need the disable. Like the Hex plus the silence kiting seems to be working out great for them.
And you know, it's not terribly surprising to say this, but the core Phoenix dropped off really quickly.
Oh yeah, and it's because they can't really protect the egg.
Yeah.
It's Miracle waiting for the egg to drop, saying, okay, I'm going to all-in commit my BKB to this. And he's doing that rightfully so. Like, that's the smart thing to do. Get rid of the egg. That's the only real way for VP to have this, like, big comeback fight. And it feels great, I bet. It's like Miracle's just hitting the egg. His entire team, they fight around that fact. They're saying, like, just snipe it. You all in for the egg. We'll take the fight. They're fighting around the egg, and they just don't care. Because they understand, like, Miracle will find it.
And Virtus Pro are never the ones to get the initiation first, right? And part of that is there is so much map control from all this wave clear, right? You've got a Furion pushing in waves. Now you've got the Drow Ranger with the 50% CDR talent. That means he's always hitting the E button. The range creeps are always attacking super fast. The lanes are pushing in, so Virtus Pro is always kind of playing cleanup.
Bottom lane, they're baiting Ramses out, and that's why Roger's just sitting behind him. I think this is the scariest part, by the way, is the Puck Blink Hex with the Lifestealer. This is what makes it so that no one from VP feels comfortable leaving the base to push out lanes.
Yeah.
Because every single time they have, they've just been picked off. So they're going to go kind of butt heads and say, we have to just go for a smoke. We have to try to go for the 5-man.
Behind the Lone Druid, who doesn't have a bear.
For 100.
It's bottom lane.
Sunny back.
This is his last bear. They're going to try and jump in and go for no one, and they're just going to be able to pop up.
Got Ghost Scepter.
But the Ghost Scepter actually buys him so much time, and now he's been Lotus Orbed as well. So he's going to turn into a snowball, run down GH. Now to jump in from Roger with a Sunray on top of him. Miracle barely gets off his BKB, tries to push back with a silence.
Nice
Ramsey
charge.
pursues. There's going to be a good chance to block in Ramses. So instead, he's going to go for Matumba Man, or instead,
is everyone out?
Think about mind control, but everyone from Liquid got out.
Everyone from Liquid's out.
That was not the bait that Virtus Pro was hoping it would be. At least their Lone Druid doesn't die, but...
Such a nice shards, too, by the Tusk. And very good save by VP, as they're going to find the more.
to go again, but there is going to be the Burrow Strike, slowing down a lot of that damage. Ghost Scepter as well, turns around Ramses with his Eye of Scotty. Slowing down Matumba Man, who had a Lincoln, so they're going to throw out the Supernova. GH tries to stay close to the Lifestealer to get a snowball, but it's not in time.
Crow's going to get a kill on no one.
Over, no one. Miracle pushed away. He's going to activate his BKB and just find out Roger, but the BKB is going to wear off eventually. Solo managed to stay alive.
Their base.
GH, he's already in trouble, but at top lane, they've got to save this base. Kuro, he's trying to finish off Roger right now, but the Ghost Scepter is going to buy him a little bit of time. The Orchid to make sure he can't Burrow Strike away. TP out from Kuro. He's going to be safe. He TP's out. Times it with the Orchid really well, but Kuro recognized that was a terrible fight and he had to do something.
He got a lot out of that. He solo killed the Lone Druid. He solo kills the Lone Druid, he forces the rotation back, and he's going to make it so that VP get very little out of this. They might get the tier 1 tower at bottom, but right now the hard-pressed issue for VP is whenever they win team fights, it feels like they're not getting anything out of it because they're always on their side of their map confined. The creep wave is always something to be dealt with. Liquid's doing a very good job of that, playing aggressively to take fights. Because I think they know, if you take a fight right in front of our base, Ramses will take buildings so quickly.
Yeah.
So will the Lone Druid. DD rune immediately gets dispelled. And in fact, mind control just, I think he's just messing around.
Oh. Phase shift dodge, waveform, but there is going to be the side.
Okay, he's scaring me a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he just coiled to mess around.
See if he could, like, force out the BKB from the Morphling or something.
Yeah. Oh man, Kuro is so fat at this point. Now he's going back for the nullifier. This is the item I really wanted to see. He's getting it. I'm alright. And a 4-staff was just picked up by somebody.
Also, mind control is going to get really fat soon.
So
he gets the 25 talent.
So is the Witch Doctor, by the way. With the GPM talent, Solo is not underfarmed by any means. Like, it's going to be harder and harder for them to get this kill on him, too.
Man, look at him go. That Drow attack speed, man.
They need to reestablish map control using the Lifestealer bombs. Like, that's what initially created the fear. And what that's going to do is force VP to just go as 5. And if you play around that fact, the game becomes a lot easier for you as Liquid. Just don't give them the straight 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Just do the hit and run tactics, set up for objectives as a result of that, force inopportune buybacks, use that for the Roshan engagement. That's what you want to do, but 30 seconds for the Roshan respawn. And despite the gold lead that Liquid has, still does feel like it's anybody's game. As we saw VP, they were down 8k gold, but they won the last fight. And that was without their lone druid there.
Virtus Pro. They've been holding on to
Give him
some
that
side
early lane
devices
phase.
in their quick buys for a while. I see Roger has it. I see Pasha has it. Unfortunately, the 3 and 4 have not gotten a whole lot of farm. It's all just going into their carries.
Yeah, and Matama Man is under farm, but the majority of it comes from the fact that like he's had to be in the puck, creating space.
Yeah.
Like he's the fear angle, right?
Yeah.
It's anytime you're in there, you're not farming. He doesn't have a Radiance. He doesn't have a Midas.
You see a very well-rounded net worth for Team Liquid.
Like, I think
everybody has items to do something. VP, it's the opposite.
Oh, the Roshan fight though. This should be the pivotal one. This is going to come with the Refresher Shard too. Double egg would be massive for them, as well as the Aegis onto really anybody. As Liquid, I mean, they can't just give this up for free. Mind control, he's going to look.
Mind control just keeps on getting vision of it. It's going to jump to the other side of the pit. Now jumps in. Immediately managed to get the side device. As
They're going to go for the Aegis.
They're going to try and go for it. They managed to pick up the Aegis. Ramsey's going to try and fight this out. He does manage to finish off mind control. Does have a buyback. Matama Man, who got that Aegis, is already going to lose it. And Miracle's been forced over to the high ground. Ramsey's going to try and chase him down and shoots him immediately in the face. Now, Dro Ranger may have to use his buyback as well because they've already blown mind controls. Matama Man's in trouble. He's going to rage. TP out. He'll be good. There is no disables to go through that one, as they did not get the ensnare from the bear.
Ooh, these fights though.
They changed that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to correct you.
That was like the classic. I was like, wait, I think that changed.
It's the same thing.
So
for,
they've got nothing, right?
Yeah, they have nothing to
They
kill.
have nothing.
It's actually really annoying for them. But they are just going to march down mid. And Liquid, they used a lot of buybacks for this cap in
They did.
anticipation of this.
And
The
they've been
Aegis is
holding
down
on to
already.
Miracle's buyback, but this is looking... Well, there is tier 2s up.
Yeah, Kuro's trying to force them back right now, which I think is a smart play, but Miracle's
They're
going to go for the
try and
buyback.
assault. They're immediately going to go for the Witch Doctor. Matama Man only has so much rage timing here. The buyback coming out for
They're
Miracles.
all-inning
It
for
goes to
Solo.
The bear. The bear in trouble is going to die here, and Solo's going to die, yes, but all the cores, the 4, the 3, they all get out.
They all in so hard for Solo, and you saw how difficult it was for them to kill him.
Why do they care about Solo so much? He
Because,
didn't
like,
even use his buyback.
I think they realized, like, oh, it's actually really hard to get any sort of kills, so let's just make it so that we can whittle down the numbers game. I think that's Liquid's objective. Like, let's try to turn a 5-on-5 fight into a 4-on-5, and then we'll deal with everything from there on.
Okay.
But Solo, like I said, I mean, with the 120 GPM talent, he's not a free kill.
No.
He's got a wand of Vlad, so he's got good armor, Force Staff for the disengage, Ghost Scepter, which is incredibly effective against Liquid's lineup because they don't have nullifiers. They just finished one on Kuro, who wasn't there for that engagement as he was pressuring up this bottom lane. Because I think Kuro realizes, like, the game is now changed. Going for straight 5-on-5s is no longer in Liquid's favor.
Yeah.
The better thing to do is try to split VP up, catch them unawares. If VP decides to go for a bad fight, he's always in a position to try to take racks or something like that.
Refresher shard for Roger. So they did sneak out of the pit with something. I don't know where the cheese went in that fight. Somebody probably ate it almost right
I think
away.
Matu did.
But
Matu used it to originally get out after the Aegis. He swapped it into his inventory, if I remember.
oh, okay.
But that gold lead that Liquid has held onto for the majority of the game.
It is. I mean, it was actually in the favor of VP for a second there for the first time in the entire game. What a great way to open up this series. Virtus Pro versus Liquid. This is just game 1. It's 46 minutes in, 33-37. Just a little place like that, like GH quickly blinking away before the roar goes out.
And I have
That's
to
pretty
imagine,
much nothing, considering
to-
what we've seen so far.
I have to think that this morph is too big.
Yeah.
But, you know, Liquid, their ability to, like, team fight with very little, I think is really impressive.
And they're also set up, as you said, the waves are always pushed in. If Team Liquid wins one engagement, they're going to take some buildings really quickly. Meanwhile, you still got tier 2s up. on the side of Team Liquid. So Virtus Pro, they win a fight, they win another fight, they feel like they actually can't take Megas.
They're probably just going to go for like some decisive throne move.
Yeah.
At that point, if they force out the buybacks, that's why Liquid is very careful about how they push out these lanes.
They cannot afford to lose somebody like Miracle.
I can't believe
Or
almost
mind
like
control.
50 minutes into the game, our gold lead is like even.
Yeah.
Both teams, this is the kind of matchup that we wanted to see. It's the matchup we're getting. You could really see like if one fight goes either way, game just breaks open as they're not able to exploit the buyback cooldown from Miracle. It's still 5 minutes to go. I'd imagine that VP wants to make a play before it's up. Oh, Sand King's got my favorite talent too.
Oh, the blind,
Yeah, the blind's great.
especially given how powerful
Dire are
Sandstorm
scanning.
is now.
Yeah, plus the Drow BKB is getting
Mind
real low. It's
control.
actually at 5 as mind control.
He's trying so hard to kill this creep wave, and VP is trying so hard to keep it alive.
Roger actually guessed right, but was half a second too late.
They will at least force the puck off of the creep wave, and VP
Dire's bottom
can
tower
take their
is under
second tier 2 of the game. Roger, who had been dreaming of the Scythe of Ice for so long, finally gets it.
has fallen.
And now they have more disable, more team fight. They've got double hex now for these engagements.
Mine at last.
Funny thing is, it came at a little bit of a cost. They didn't lose their tier 3, but it was close.
They need more nullifiers on the side of Liquid.
Yeah.
The Ghost Scepters are too annoying. The Ghost Scepters, the Force Staffs, they just need more at the moment. You can't just rely on your Nature's Prophet 5 position, who, if we're honest here, is no longer a 5 position.
No.
I mean, Kuro's like kind of buying wards, but if we're honest here, like
We know how greedy Kuro can be. Even though he is a 5 position, he still has dreams of being the carry like he once was on Na'Vi so long ago.
he's doing a sick job of carrying in this game. 9, 6, and 21. It helps when he's loaded up with as much farm as he is, but
And he's pretty much has to be the win condition, it seems like. In a game where it feels like you can no longer take those 5-on-5s, you've got to outmaneuver your opponents as this Nature's Prophet.
yeah. VP, by the way, is doing a magnificent job of keeping up with the waves. Like,
Yeah.
they never get caught unawares. Like, even in the middle of the team fight, Roger, when Kuro had killed no one at top lane, Roger was aware of the lanes. He's like, I've got to go back, guys. Like,
Yeah.
I can't just lose this tier 3 tower for free. It'll give them too much map control. He made the correct read there. And they have a lot of ways to stop this Nature's Prophet. I think they have like 2 or 3.
TP in onto the bear.
Oh. It's
Oh,
just
and
done.
they also get a coil. No one immediately breaks it here. They have the Scythe. Locking down this Phoenix. They're going to try and blow him up, but he got off the Lotus Orb. Runs
gonna
back
get the
in,
egg.
managed to get off the egg off. And Liquid Matuma Man, he doesn't feel like he can go for that fight. They're going to lose Kuro almost immediately. The Epicenter is going to be able to slow down Matuma Man.
Vatu, he doesn't have-
Beautiful ice shards, but Matuma Man has no way out.
He doesn't have buyback for 40 gold. Now he's going to get it with the bounty runes. Kuro uses the buyback himself. He's in emergency.
Catching GH. GH has his Blink Dagger up, but it got hit by the Caustic Finale. Struck again by Roger. Now the Scythe of Ice is up. He's going to have another Burrow Strike. Is the team willing to make a dive, though? I don't think so.
Radiant's top tower is
Especially with these heroes backing him up now. Look at that top lane. Chipped away. The tier 3 almost dies.
Yeah, but they're going to send the bear back. No one thinking about sticking around this area. They are smoked up. They're waiting for somebody to push out this lane. Mind control. Doesn't feel it. Gonna reset himself a little bit as GH sitting on top of this hill. He's got buyback himself. If they could save the buyback on Matuma Man, but the initiation is made. Boom!
They're not going to
GH
let him.
goes.
GH is already dead. He's going to be forcing the buyback. A silence goes down. They're going to try and focus down this bear again, but it gets forced down to safety. A Sunray will help keep it alive, as well as the Morphling, but the Morphling
broke the
is not
coil.
getting healed anymore, and now he's dead. Liquid pushing forward. BKB activated, going for solo, taking down the captain, taking down the bear. The TP out from no one. He's not going to make it out. The snowball just in time. GH will stop another very critical TP.
And the nullifier, that'll mop him up.
Liquid, they've been playing on the back foot for the last 5 or 6 minutes ever since they were forced into a buyback. They've been hemmed into their base bit by bit, but now they're going to strike. They've killed 3. Maybe they find a nullifier to be able to stop the TP. He's not making it out alive. He burrow strikes through. He's hidden for a moment, but eventually the orb will find him. 4 dead from VP, only 3 of whom have buyback.
I can't even believe this situation. I mean, Liquid just wiped 4 of them, and they're still only up by 2K. That's how VP was in such a good position. They go for that dive.
Yeah.
They did such a good job. I think they broke the coil using Force Staff.
Offensive force.
I think that's what it was.
That would make sense.
Because that's the only way that I could see him dying there. He was stunned up forever. The buybacks are going to filter in from VP. They want to try to save it on their morph. That's the all-important one. And Liquid, they still have to be careful.
I mean, Liquid, at the very least, they want this tier 3 that they've been working so hard for.
And Matuma Man, he's going to commit.
Matuma Man raging like this.
He's got to get out.
A little scary, and sure enough, he backs up pretty quickly.
They didn't have to use the buyback on the Morphling. That was the big one. For Liquid, I think that was just a poking maneuver. Like,
yeah.
Let's try to force buybacks out on somebody.
And at least they are able to get both shrines. That
now
means
Roche.
Really good control of the Roshan pit. They could do it so quickly. I'm not even sure if Virtus Pro can get here time. No, they can't. It's not even close. They are so far away. So every single item will be picked up by Liquid. And Virtus Pro now think better of an engagement. Before, absolutely, they would take it. They had the buyback on Ramses. Now with Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard.
Remember that 1K gold lead I was talking about that Liquid had after they wiped?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, now that happened in a hurry.
Tier 3, 2 shrines, Roshan.
That happened in a hurry as this game is so back and forth. I felt like VP had it at that moment.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to have to force Matu's buyback here. You're in a great spot. Everyone's so strong.
They played so well, positioning-wise, to get control of the map bit by bit. And then they just all lost it.
I mean, that's the crazy part, is it really just takes one fight in these late-game situations. VP were careful the entire time. Then they made that aggressive move on the Tusk.
Yep.
They did a really good job on the side of Liquid to get the coil snap off. They all-ined on Ramses. Once he was dead, the major damage source is gone. The bear is not scary. Let me tell you, nobody fears no one at this point.
Yeah.
It's really just a vehicle for frontlining for Ramses at this point that makes the team fights annoying. Like, he just runs in with the Radiance Bear.
Mind Control is putting this GPM to use. He's about to get a Dagon 5, and he's got the Refresher Shard. That is, well, it's a Dagon 4, but that is a lot of burst damage. Can't do the math. Blitz, I'm from NA, but I'm going to tell you it's a lot.
Okay, I like
Double Dagon, double Silence, double Orb, double Coil.
It's in the thousands.
It's in the thousands.
Somebody do the math for us. That's better.
But we
Dahaz.
have a double level 25 Supernova.
Be careful. Mind Control. He thought about it.
BP has done this for a while. They will 5-man on top of 1 bounty rune, and Liquid can have the rest. Ooh, Solo thinking about going back for a mech. Nothing like the 60-minute mech
60-minute mech.
to let you know what kind of game this is.
He might as well build a Hex too. He's got a Heaven's Halberd. This is not your typical 5-position Witch Doctor.
I mean, if they don't have a Guardian Greaves, that aura is pretty sick.
Does he have his Dagon 5? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's got it now. He's got the gold for it now.
He could start passing out Moon Shards soon. That's the hype.
Miracle's got an E-Blade. His disengage item against VP, who I don't believe have any nullifiers. They did not anticipate the swerve.
The Refresher Shard and Cheese are both on Matumba Man. The Aegis obviously on Miracle. And we're getting to a point where Liquid is going to have a big advantage soon, because they were the first ones to use their buybacks, but that actually becomes an advantage when you get to this point of the game. where you may be at a point where you have buybacks, but your enemy is still limited based on time.
I mean, they've got Morph is the big one.
Yeah,
And
that's
if you
true.
look at the other side of things, like Liquid for gold actually doesn't have them. Like on the Dro, no.
Is he buying new items, I guess?
Kuro's doesn't have his for a minute. Now they're starting to get them all. And Kuro will have his. in a
Shard
second.
picked up by Ramses for himself.
Like, I imagine you want to get aggressive here.
Yeah.
They're in fact going to give Matuma Man the Refresher Shard, by the way, for the double rage.
Yeah.
He's got the plus 2 second rage duration. So,
Denied.
Might be your best high ground hitter at this point.
yeah, plus just being able to keep him alive.
Yeah. I mean, we said, like, not having a BKB piercing disable is going to hurt you something good. Looks like Moonshard's already being passed out as the Dro Ranger has one. Don't think that Mind Control has had the chance to give it to anybody else yet.
Yeah, he's got it queued up. And, I mean, the talent just looks silly.
Yeah.
Cash is filtering in. As Liquid, it looks like they aren't going to use their Aegis. Things are going to calm down for the next minute or so as VP...
The late BKB for no one.
Yeah, VP is going to wait out there. Their buybacks, it seems like Liquid don't feel comfortable just getting into like another suicide charge position. Because another ill-advised high ground attempt just swings things the other way entirely, right?
Yeah.
And now it's VP pushing down your front door. You have to use buybacks, and you've just reset the game for yourself. Liquid are just kind of being patient, waiting for probably the next Aegis, and seeing if any opportunities arise off of that.
Miracle with an Invis rune
What
right
you
now.
doing?
But if they just get vision from the creeps, they'll realize there's a smoke situation. No. It'll be the sentry dying instead that reveals it.
As mind control. I mean, they're hunting for him.
Yeah, they've been hunting him, I think, for such a long time in this game.
Yeah, he's going to shoot the orb as a distraction. VP following it, but
Solo. Or staffed away from Kuro's teleport. He'll be good, and they don't want to stick around in this high ground for long.
did they commit too much to this?
The
They're
big
chasing him.
air is coming through, and they're going to have a bots TP in. Roger is going to be able to get here on top of Kuro. They're going to try and defensively force staff, trying to save him as best as possible. Now the BKB activated by Miracle, trying to go for the Phoenix. Supernova at the end. They're going to hit the egg, and they will be able to take him down. All important, but Miracle on top of Ramses. He's going to be able to bring him down, as well as immediately go for the Lifestealer, who just gets gobbled up. Mind Control's dead as well. Ramses still proves that he is the strongest carry in this game, and he's going to force buybacks out of Team Liquid.
And Liquid still up 6K, but your gold lead means nothing if you can't defend your buildings. Both teams committed a lot of buybacks for this. VP.
They stumbled before on the high ground. Virtus Pro.
Full commitments as the Tusk gonna
snowball
go in.
killing the TP in point on the range creeps, and now Kuro's
Pasha's
trying to
smart.
teleport
They're
in.
gonna go for
He's
this.
trying to go for the sprout. Pasha. He's going to be hexed up, silenced up, but the defensive force staffs are going to be able to save some of these heroes. GH, he do have the Aeon Disc. That's going to protect him against that shotgun. No one's going to lose his bear here. Matuma Man does manage to pop out the backside, but has no one to really go on because of the Ghost Scepter. GH immediately blinks backward after his snowball.
They're all here now.
Epicenter jumping in. Kuro, defensive force staff is going to help him out. GH sells him out. They got him shotgun down. He immediately buys back though, and on the high ground, Liquid will now turn. GH, Roger, he's already dead. Cole in the back lines. They see Ramses pops his BKB and turns. Matuma Man turns on his BKB, his rage in turn, tries to fight, but he realizes he can't actually do that. Miracle in the back line needs some help. Shotgun goes out. BKB turnaround, trying to go for Ramses as best as possible, but now Kuro's dead. No buyback there. Liquid are going to be forced into a 4 versus 5. It's now on the side. Oh no! They may lose mind control. He managed to get himself away with
He wants to go for the Dagon.
Oh, you gotta be careful. No one sight device on this left-hand side. He's trying to find pretty low, but they're trying to help him out. GH is now dead. Liquid left with only their cores left alive.
And they don't have enough control there. You saw that mind control was looking for Roger.
But look at those side lanes. That's the Dro Ranger in action. The siege creeps laying down shots. They have to back up and defend some of this. And they're gonna let Ramses slowly push forward through
They're gonna
mid
lose
lane.
Rax at top. They are hard committed for this.
Sight device popped. They can get the disables on him right now. The shotgun goes out, but the face him. No, he doesn't save himself. He's dead. Now it's just Miracle. Now it's just a Matumba Man trying to fight up against Ramses, who takes some damage from Miracle, but he just has to play it safe. They know they've got plenty of time. They don't have to overcommit here.
And it looks like they might just decide for the all-in as they're going towards bottom, but you have to imagine that the throne should be the main objective here. It doesn't really matter if you get Rax to bottom at this point. There's still 4 heroes dead, 3 heroes dead. They should know about the buyback situation too, but VP almost being overly careful here, resetting their lanes just in case anything happens. And now they're going to gather up full strength. 13,000 gold on Ramses. He definitely has buyback.
They've got the time, the silence on Solo. Ghost Scepter going to be able to protect it. Nullifier goes out to try and still go for Solo. Miracle pops his BKB right as Ramses tries to jump on top of him, but he turns into a lifestealer, rages up, so Miracle can't really do anything to Ramses whatsoever.
Matumba Man by himself.
Now they turn on Matumba Man, who's been ensnared up. He's now dead. It's only Miracle left alive for Liquid as Virtus Pro start marching down tier 4s, popping the Supernova to make sure Miracle can't even get close. That is it for Game 1. Virtus Pro bring it to a close here at 62 minutes. The game was the epitome of back and forth.
46-44 is the end. You never really knew who was going to win until the very end of that. VP, it looked like it was going to be a disastrous fight when they killed the creep. That was Liquid's time to go. They're saying all in, just all in this fight. Everyone used buyback already. We use buybacks on our supports. They use buyback on their supports. We just take this fight. Solo immediately gets jumped on, but oh, I can't believe they actually did that. Ramses did so much.
Ramses, I mean, the fact that he didn't ever use his buyback in so many of these team fights that went back and forth, it always proves strong that Ramses does not mess up in these team fights. He does not lose his life in any of those situations. He always pops the Manta after the silence. He never gets the picked off.
Yeah, the only times that we saw him die was when he got thoroughly outplayed, like the coil snap at bottom, or when he didn't know that his egg wasn't going to pop at that Roshan fight. Played this game phenomenally well. So did Roger.
Just amazing performance by both Virtus Pro and Team Liquid, and this is only Game 1. So we are going to take a short break. We've got plenty to talk about for the panels. We're going to let them do their work.
Observing something where I felt like I would actually push the whole craft forwards. I could give people something that they would enjoy.
It is the first day here at the MDL Disneyland Paris Major, and we are already getting treated to a Virtus Pro versus Team Liquid series. And not only that, but that first game of the series did deliver. So you know, sometimes they don't, but this time, definitely these two teams are a treat to watch. Virtus Pro taking the first game of the series just now. Of course, this is the upper bracket of Group A. Winner of this series will be in the upper bracket of the main event. Loser will have to play again tomorrow in the decider match of the group. Here to discuss that first game, we got Grand, we got Fog. Gentlemen, that was a treat to watch. An hour-long game. Didn't really start too exciting. Definitely ended exciting.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I could have watched that one keep going. The fights, the little nuances in between that were happening, the force staffs to break coil. I mean, Roger landing, I don't even know how many impales on target, how many epicenters too, having one of the highest, the second highest damage on his team as a Senking. Like,
yeah.
This game was just absolutely crazy from like, I mean, we won't say from start to finish, from like 28 minutes on.
Yeah, and we saw, right? You have like some of the ultimate late game heroes on Liquid, right? You have the 420 gold per minute on Mind Control. You have Lifesteal. You have a Nature's Sprout, the greediest of all fives, and they still got taken down. It was, as you said, like, I looked at Roger's play, and like, he always covered his team. There was some really bad eggs in that game, but every time the egg died, you'd see like a quadruple stun from Roger, and they ended up winning like 2 Roche fights because of it.
Yeah.
It was like, he went 3, 11, and 29, and I was like, he was far and above the best player.
Did we think this game was going to be as close as it was? Because I know both of you did go for someone else in terms of who you favored going into the game after the draft. But it, like the kill-wise, it ended 45-44 at the end of the game. It's like, you can't, that's amazing. That's really unusual to be that even.
I think it's really up to when games are, I mean, when teams are really evenly matched and the drafts are looking relatively even in a way too. These teams they're just about the battles, right? It's the spellcasting that happens inside of these middle team fights, and when the chaos ensues, who's going to actually be the one to come out with it? I mean, they have Ramses who's able to just turn into a lifestealer every single fight and always have rage. And I think that for me, like, Roger owned, but the really big thing that changed the tides is that Ramses is always a raged Morphling on top of a Drow Ranger. If he's just a Morphling in those situations, the Drow can maybe do something, but you can't get this Morph off of you.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, talking about that, it's like, it's this patch. Honestly, I don't expect games to ever look like this in this patch. It always feels so snowbally, but this game is just, Liquid, I want to say, had an 8K lead for, like, honestly, 30 to 40 minutes, but it didn't even matter. That was the problem, right? It's this Morphling. Like, it's just so scary to play against a hero who gets 4 abilities and then gets magic immunity, a full heal with the open wounds as well.
Yeah.
Like, it was a perfect Morphling game looking back at it now. But he had to play his heart out. 21, 4, and 14.
They did 6.
Yeah.
I just look at the amount of damage. I mean, the amount of damage that VP did overall. They did so much more damage with their lineup in comparison to Liquid. Liquid was just able to kind of like sustain through it somehow anyway. They have this lifestealer.
Here's that fight. Like, he just lost the egg, but then on the back lines, Roger just like comes in and just wins the team fight pretty much. Like, it was, they just always had each other's back.
And I feel like
VP was always together.
we saw him do it so many times in this game. Even when I think he had the refresher shard in one of the team fights too, I believe, on Roger. He just like double stuns, refreshes immediately, double stuns again. He wasn't hesitant on his spell usage.
It felt like the older VP that we've been accustomed to. Actually, this whole year VP's been really good. You know, we talked about they crumbled in the year, but like this, they're still playing some top tier Dota.
Yeah, they're still at the top of the list in terms of DPC points for a reason.
By a lot, yeah.
Yes, and of course, last year around this time, Liquid was in that top 4 as well. This time, they're just nowhere to be found. They're 12th, actually, which is very far down the list. But they are making a good case here to show that they are back on track to getting some points here this one around.
Yeah.
This game, though, I mean, you said it, a game of nuances, a game of small mistakes, and then a team has to just see it and be able to capitalize on that mistake and make it a big one, I guess. Was it in the end decided by mistakes, though? Or what was the end deciding factor for VP to take the game?
It's tough to say, like, a certain thing. It's just eventually these base pushes happen, right? And it's whoever can punish, right? Because someone eventually is going to have to seed. And we saw right there, like, Ramses got caught out. You said there was the 4-staff play to knock him out of the coil. And I'm trying to, like, pinpoint it. It's tough to do. I think, honestly, VP just had, like, they could actually push high ground, and it never felt like Liquid could, except when they won that one team fight.
Yeah, I think that's
strange.
I think that's the biggest thing is like the team fight overall, right? Like Roger and Pasha just controlling these team fights, not letting Liquid actually hit that high ground. Because I looked at building damage in this game, and like Liquid's damaging, they pretty much all of their heroes combined were the same building damage as just Ramses alone.
Yeah,
which is weird because normally Lone Druid is the one that's on top of that.
Yeah, he was for a while. I mean, no one was in like the early game, but
Yeah.
late game, you know, Ramsey's
His
cleaned up the
bear
whole
just
base.
died.
Yeah.
That was a tough thing. I think it really was just the team fighters, because if you look, like, Nature's Prophet's going to be the most farmed 5, like, ever. But the thing is, sometimes you just want abilities. You don't want farm, and having, like, this Phoenix Egg and this stun is a lot better than, honestly, having, like, a Nullifier and an Orchid on your Nature's Prophet.
Although I did think that was a really cool approach.
It was a good build.
I think this, like, sending the Lifestealer mid, I think that's a little different.
Yeah.
You can maybe see it, especially versus Lone Druid now. In the past, you could do it. Of course, the Feast is good, but Rage, you could get rooted through it. Now you can't get rooted through your Rage as a Lifestealer, which is great versus that. Yeah, so much better. And then they're able to switch their priority and let Kuroki be this. I mean, he became like a 2 position as this MP.
It does seem like Liquid, they are not afraid to just put anyone middle. Like, as long as, like, it's a good matchup, they're going to put that guy middle, and they're just going to be like, do it. Like, Lifestealer middle, like, you don't see that.
Yeah. And he went his. I was happy to see Matama Man actually, even though he lost, he went his build. He didn't go this Midas Radiance build that we see from everybody. He always goes this build on Lifestealer. He always goes his Armlet Deso AC build. This time he had to throw Lincolns in between because he was trying to block the morph from the morph from the Morphling, but yeah, it wasn't able to work out entirely for them this time. But it was an exciting game.
It was an
we all
exciting
really enjoyed it.
That was a very top tier game,
Yeah.
like, honestly.
Like, look at this.